Alright, so you reached in-game, you're at power level 150 or close to it, and you're like, what do I do now? Or you're an asshole and exploited the system and then you got all your characters 150 and you're wondering why there's no content after 5 days of the game releasing. Well, I have some news for you. What is next to come? We have a few content drops on the horizon, and this is all taken from the past war table. So we know that Mega Hives and AIM Secret Lab are coming relatively soon. Mega Hives will be new content that uses 4 of your heroes. I'm assuming there will be some kind of unique reward from reaching the end, as it's going to be the most difficult content so far. Something similar to the Elite Heroic Hive. That's bugged right now though, as it's supposed to switch out your characters, but it's not working. And then on top of that, the exotic reward that you're supposed to get at the end isn't working for a lot of people either, myself included. So, to prepare for the Mega Hive, I suggest leveling up 4 of your favorite characters to max level, and probably to at least power level 115 with decent gear to be able to hit the ground running when they release. And I'm expecting it to come this weekend or next weekend. They're supposed to be putting out a patch with a lot of quality improvements, quality of life improvements I should say. And once those get out, I'm going to guess that they're going to release these 2 content drops, as they're supposed to be it's supposed to be a weekly timed event, and whether it's on the weekend or during the week, we'll have to see. But they did mention they're going to have weekend exclusive events. Now for AIM Secret Lab, this is probably going to be, well, this is definitely going to be the first difficult team-based content, so something that isn't solely single player. They have to play with other people. You can't play with your AI companions. It will require other players to complete. Now for this, I would prepare and make sure you have at least one character who is at the soft cap power level 130. Now I know for sure that this will be the timed event. As they mentioned in the war table, it'll be available 1 day a week for a few hours, or it could be just a whole entire day. And again, this is going to have the same time frame as the Mega Hives, whether it'll be this weekend or next week. It all depends on when that quality of life patch comes out that they're talking about. And on that note, they're planning on releasing patch 1.25 probably here in a day or two, and then that's going to fix some issues. The big one is 1.3, which is going to fix tons of things, supposedly going to be a huge quality of life improvement, but that's probably going to be sometime next week. And then for the last big one, and some people may not realize this, is Substation Zero. They talked about this in the war table. It's a new social space, but it's also an operation. And operation means more content, a villain, no new hero yet that we know of, but definitely a villain. And if you looked in the past war table, Substation Zero operation came before Kate Bishop. So you can expect, they talked about the Tachyon Rifts, assuming that's going to bring in new missions and new content. We'll have to see exactly what that is. But this will be our first post-launch operation, followed by Kate Bishop's operation, and then Hawkeye's operation. So Substation Zero will definitely launch sometime in September to hold folks over until the Kate Bishop operation is out at the end of October. So that's what I'm thinking. Definitely for sure Substation Zero operations coming out sometime this month. I would say probably 2 weeks. So after the Mega Hives and after AIM Secret Lab released. And with that said, they still haven't talked about the raid yet. And that raid is supposedly supposed to be in relation to Wakanda. Now, that's going to be an entirely different beast. And that's also supposed to be out a few weeks after launch. Quoting what they said, it's supposed to come out a few weeks after launch. So again, I think that's going to come out with Substation Zero at the end of the month. So you're going to have new content with that. You have the raid, and we can probably expect that at the end of the month. So that's what is to come. Now, you want to prepare for these things, you say. For the people that I didn't mention in the beginning of the video, you're not at 150 power level, you're not at 130 power level, you're still leveling up your characters. You still have a week or two. You still have at least a week before you have to worry about Mega Hives or AIM Secret Lab. But I would definitely want to be prepared for AIM Secret Lab, because that's going to be a big heavy hitter. You're going to want to be one of the first people to get in there and get a good team going and find out what secrets await, what kind of loot you can get. I know I'm really excited to see what happens with that. But in terms of people who want to get to in-game as quick as possible, there are some exploits that you can do. I'm not going to talk about it. You can search on YouTube and find out what you need to do to be able to get unlimited resources, and with those resources you can get everybody 150 no problem. But that's cheap. Who would want to do that? But if you're a real man and you don't want to cheat, I would recommend doing the Inhuman faction mission, Day of Remains. If you want to be able to get gear and resources pretty quickly, run that mission, because it's a short mission. It gives you good XP and it gives you good gear, and there's a vault cache, a vault strongbox at the beginning of the mission. So there's 3 vaults in the game: Forest Vault, Desert Vault, Snow Vault. You could get all 3 vaults from that same vault cache. But let's say you have Desert Vault and Forest Vault unlocked, and you go to, you run it for the 3rd time, and you open up the chest and you can get the vault token. That means you got a duplicate, and you can only hold 1 at a time. So if you get 1 vault, if you unlock 1 vault key like the snow vault, just go ahead and do it if you have the DNA keys to be able to open up the DNA strong boxes. And to get the DNA keys, you have to run villain sectors. And the villain sectors are the daily missions that you get from the Inhuman faction vendor and the Shield faction vendor, except they're bugged right now. So if you haven't completed any of the previous villain sector missions, they won't be bugged for you. But if you completed them before and now there's duplicates of them, it's not going to allow you to accept a mission. So that's where some people are turning their eye to cheating to be able to get that stuff. But it might take a slightly longer to be able to get the polychron, because that's the main resource that you're going to need. And by completing the faction assignments, you're going to get polychron for each single one. And by using your DNA keys and opening up the DNA strong boxes, you get upgrade modules, generally 10 to 15. I would recommend playing on challenge level 3 or higher. And you get polychron from those boxes as well, and high tier loot. So it's a win-win situation. So to recap, the resources you want to be able to get past 130 and to get to 150, you're going to want upgrade modules and the polychron, assuming I'm pronouncing that right. Upgrade modules, you can get them from DNA boxes, you get them from killing the VIP bosses, you can get them from doing the elite villain sector missions. You only get 1 though, so it's kind of, what's the point? It's not really worth your time. And you can randomly get them through other strong boxes. You generally have a higher chance, if it's silver or gold, or if you're playing on challenge level 3 or challenge level 4. Challenge level 3 seems like the sweet spot. That's where it increases your chance to get more resources. If you're just going to run chest missions, if you're just going to go and open up a chest and reload, do challenge level 4, because you get more resources if you're playing on a higher challenge level. But the polychron is going to take some time. It's at least probably going to take just a week to be able to get to 150 on one character, and get to 150 on other characters. It's just going to take some time. But if you have enough upgrade modules, here's a little hint: if you have epic and you have legendary, you could just upgrade your epic armor that's at 130 to 140, because it takes much less upgrade modules than it would to be able to upgrade your legendary armor to 140. So that's something that you would have to play by your own standards. You may see a slight drop, like 1 or 2% chance in your perks. It's not going to be extreme. So if you just want to be able to get to a certain power, go ahead and do that if you want. I personally didn't do it because I didn't know it at the time. Maybe I would have done it, but I'm happy with the armor I have now, and I definitely want to go for the exotics. But here's hoping that Mega Hives and the AIM Secret Lab is going to have some more exotics or some kind of exclusive gear to content, and then the raid coming out will have some kind of exclusive gear content, whether there's another exotic, something really cool, something to look forward to. So for the people who already completed everything, I don't even know why you're watching this or even why you made it this far, but the people who haven't, who are looking to see what you can do and what's to come, get to the highest power level you can before this content drops. Maybe we can run the content together sometime. Alright, peace.